Good morning, everyone. Today, we had a new session of peer teaching. Our team consists of three members, myself, Sophimol BS.
I am Aparna AH.
Myself, Surya.
Okay, today we are going to discussing about a new topic relating some chemical reactions. Here, we are going to introduce a new term that means rate of reaction. I think this is something which higher level of our in the chemical kinetics chapter. So simply we have to tell that what is a rate of reaction or what do you mean by rate of reaction. It is nothing else that is only a speed of reaction when the reactants converted into products. Simply we can say that rate of reaction is the speed at which reactants are converted into products. So when we talk about chemical reactions, it is a given fact that rate at which they occur varies by a great deal. Okay, so we have go through some examples like wood combustion. We all know that wood become it is a chemical reaction that wood changes to ash and smoke. So it is a chemical reaction because it is a permanent change. So here the reaction rate is very high because it is a fast reaction. When we're going to the rusting of iron, we have know that rusting of iron is also a chemical reaction, chemical change. The product is the rust. Okay, so here the rusting of iron has a low rate of reaction. Thus, the fast reaction and slow reaction. Here, in the case of wood, the reactants react very highly and easily the product are formed. In the case of rusting of iron, the iron reacts with the moisture and the oxygen in the very slow process, and the product form is also very slow. So the rate of reaction means the speed at which or the rate at which the converted to products. So we can share our screen. Wait for a second. I am going to slide show that. Okay. Can you see the slide?
Yes, Sophie, yes.
Yes, okay. So we can go through the definition of rate of reaction. Rate of reaction is the measurement of the speed which reactants are converted into products in a chemical reaction or chemical change in a selected quantity during a reaction per unit time. Okay. Then the rate of reactions are mainly into two types. That is average rate of reaction and instantaneous rate of reaction. The name itself, the name, can you see the slide?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course. My internet connection is very low. Okay. Average rate of reaction is the average value of the rate of reaction over an interval of time. When we come to instantaneous rate of reaction at a given time are the actual rate of reaction at that instant. In the name itself, the difference are given. Average is the reaction in which the interval of time, and instantaneous is the reaction at the instant. So in the rate of reaction, there are so many of factors are affecting. The factors affecting the rate of reactions are 1. Temperature, pressure, catalyst, concentration, and surface area. So we have go through the slide: temperature, pressure, catalyst, concentration, and surface area. Before going to the factors affecting, we must have to go through an important topic, that is collision theory. Without dealing with the collision theory, the rate of reaction is incomplete. So for explaining the collision theory, I am welcoming Surya teacher for it.
So, in order to understand the rate of reaction, we have to firstly deal with the collision theory. So, the collision theory states that before any chemical reactions can occur, particles of the reactants have to collide with each other. So, all collisions does not lead to the reaction. There is some particular cases in which reaction should be happens. So, collisions that produce chemical reactions by achieving the minimum energy and the correct collision orientations are known as the effective collisions. And these effective collisions will lead to the chemical reaction. So we have told that there should be a minimum energy for effective collisions to occur. So this minimum energy needed by the reactant particles to react to form a reaction is known as the activation energy. Thus, activation energy is the minimum energy needed by the reactant particles to react. So, as the colliding particles must have equal or more than the activation energy. So we can see in this figure that there should be correct collision orientations, and this will lead to the effective collision, and how the effective collisions leads to the reactions that happens. Okay. So next we have to deal with the exothermic reactions. So what do you mean by exothermic reactions? As we all know that it is the release of heat. So in the case of exothermic reactions, the energy released to the surroundings causes the total energy of the products, that is the products formed to be the lower than the total energy of the reactant. In the case of exothermic reaction, as it is the release of heat energy to the surroundings, the total energy that was formed in the case of products will be lower than that of the reactants. This will be clearly depicted in the figure, as there is the reactant side's energy will be lower as compared to that of the product sides. Okay. So next we have to deal about, as we have deal about exothermic, we have to also deal about the endothermic reactions. So as we know, the endothermic reaction is the absorption of heat energy. Here in this case, energy is absorbed from its surroundings, causes the total energy of the products formed to be higher than that of the total energy of the reactants. As in the opposite case of exothermic reaction is the endothermic reactions. And we had seen that the reactants the products formed to be higher than that of the energy of the reactants, as it is clearly visible in the figures. The activation energy is higher than that in the case of the endothermic reaction. Okay. So next we have to deal with the rate of reactions depend on. What are the factors, or what are the factors based on the collision theory for the rate of a reaction? Thus, the rate of a reaction depends upon first one, the collision frequency. As we know that the frequency is the number of collisions in 1 second or in per seconds. So collision frequency is the number of collisions in 1 second. In the case of collision frequency, if the number of frequency of collision is higher, the number of collisions that occurs must be higher. This is the same case as the number of frequency increases, the rate of the collision or the number of collisions will be also higher. The frequency of effective collisions also increases, therefore the rate of the reaction become higher. As the effective collision rate increases, it will depends upon the rate of the reaction, and thus it becomes the rate of the reaction to be higher. Next one is the magnitude of activation energy. So activation energy, as we have dealt, that is the minimum energy required for an effective collision. So the activation energy increases, the number of collisions for a reactant particles can achieve high activation energy. Thus, the number of effective collision is small, the rate of the reaction will decreases. So the factors that affects the rate of the reaction based on collision is the collision frequency and the magnitude of activation energy. So as we have discussed about collision theory, then we have to deal with the factors that affects the rate of the reaction. So that I invite Aparna teacher to explain the factors that affects the rate of a reaction.
So we were dealing with the rate of reaction, and you have seen the different factors based on which the rate of a reaction, as per collision theory, what are the parameters that determine the rate of a reaction. Now we will move on to the factors that influence the rate of a reaction. So in order to increase the rate actually means the speed of the reaction. In order to increase the speed or decrease the speed, what and all are the factors that we come across in increasing the rate of a reaction. The first factor is the effect of surface area. As we all know, surface area, the rate of a reaction increases when the size of the particle is smaller. Why? Because when the surface area increases, the particle size decreases. For a particle or a solid particle, the surface area will be low, and when it is crushed into powder, the surface area increases. Thus, the powdered reactant will react more faster. Why? Because there is is an increase in the surface area. So increase in surface area is a factor that determines the rate of reaction. Increase in surface area, what increases the rate of reaction? The total surface area is that exposed to the collision between the particles are larger. As the surface area increases, the total surface area that is exposed to the collision increases, and the collision frequency, as we all know, that as the collision frequency increases, the rate of reaction increases. So when the surface area increases, the collision frequency will increase, and this results in the increase in number of effective collision, thereby increasing the number of effective collisions, and the rate of reaction increases. You can see in the figure that is when the surface area is less, there is less collision between the particles. The number of collision between the particles of the reactants is low, and when the surface area increases, there is more collision between the particles. So when the collisions increases, the rate of reaction increases. So surface area is a factor which determines the rate of reaction. As the surface area of the reactant, that is, if we are using a powdered reactant, then the surface area increases, thereby increasing the number of effective collisions, and the rate of a reaction increases. That is the first factor which determines the rate of a reaction. Now we will move on to the second factor, that is the concentration. The second factor that influences the rate of a reaction is the concentration of the reactants. The rate of reaction increases if the concentration of the reactant increases. If we use a dilute reactant, then the rate of reaction is smaller compared to that when we use a highly concentrated reactant. That is, when the concentration of the reactant increases, the rate of reaction increases. The higher concentration of the solution increases, that means the number of particles inside it, that is the number of particles per unit volume of that reactant increases. As the number of particles increases, the frequency of collisions and thereby the effective collision increases. In every cases, we will see as the particle increases, there is a more effective number of collision, leading to the increase in the rate of a reaction. So here also, as the concentration increases, the number of particles inside that reactant increases, thereby increasing the collision frequency and the number of collisions that is taking place, thus resulting in a higher rate of reaction. That is you can see in the figure, that is in the first case, when the concentration is less, there is less number of particles, so there will be a less number of collisions. And in the second case, when the concentration increases, the number of particles in that also increases, and thereby increasing the number of collisions. So that is the second factor which determine collision. So the second factor is concentration. As the concentration of the reactant increases, what happens? The effective collision increases. Now the third factor, that is the temperature. When temperature of the reactant is increased, the rate of reaction increases. Here we are discussing about the factors which through which we can increase the rate of a reaction. So temperature is a factor which increases the rate of reaction, because when we increase the temperature, the kinetic energy of the particle increases. As we all know, kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a moving particle. So when the kinetic energy increases, the particle inside the reactants moves very faster. So the number of particles which achieve the activation energy, as it is moving more faster and with more energy, the number of particles which reach the activation energy is higher. Thereby the frequency of collisions in the particles also increases. Thus the effective collision increases and the rate of reaction will increase. As the figure suggests, in the first case, there the particle will be moving with a slower speed, and there is a decrease in number of effective collision. And when we increase the temperature, there is a faster movement, thereby increasing the speed, kinetic energy. So the particles attaining activation energy will be high, and therefore they will collide, and the number of effective collision increases. As a result, the rate of reaction also increases. That is the third factor which determine, that is the temperature. Now we will move on to the next factor, that is the catalyst. Catalyst is an external substance that we add to the reaction to increase the rate of a reaction. We can add add a catalyst which do not cause any change in the product formed in the reaction, but it only increases the rate of a reaction. The catalyst is not a reactant, not a product, but it is something which is added to increase the rate of a reaction. So when we add a catalyst to that reaction, there is no change in reactant or no change in product, but it will serve as a fastening agent for the reaction. So this is a catalyst can increase the rate of a reaction by lowering the activation energy. We all know that if a particle reaches activation energy, then only effective collision takes place. So if the activation energy is lower, the number of particles attaining the activation energy will be higher. Thereby, there is an increase in number of effective collisions. So here, as we add catalyst, they will lower the activation energy of the reaction and provides an alternate pathway that requires a lower activation energy. Therefore, more particle will have an effective collision since the activation energy is small. Therefore, the number of effective collision increases and the rate of reaction will also increase. Here you can see the graph when we are proceeding the reaction without a catalyst, the effective energy, that is the activation energy is higher, and when we are using a catalyst, the activation energy is lower. So the particles attaining the activation energy will be more. Also, some of the examples of a catalyst are given, that is B2O5, that is the vanadium pentoxide, which is used as a catalyst in the preparation of sulfuric acid. Likewise, platinum, it is used in the preparation of nitric acid, and manganese dioxide, it is used in the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. So these are the examples for catalysts which we can use to increase the increase the rate of a reaction. Now we will move on to the next parameter or the next factor that will determine the rate of a reaction. It is pressure. It influences the rate of reaction involving gas, reactants, or products. Pressure is a factor in determining the rate of reaction when the reactants or the product is a gas. Pressure increases when the volume of the gas is reduced. So the collision frequency between the particle increases, which cause the frequency of effective collision to an increase. So there is an increase in the effective collision. So the more particles will obtain the activation energy, and there is an increase in the rate of reaction. Thus, pressure is a factor which determines the rate of reaction in case if the reactant or the product, either of a reactant or a product, is a gas. So here, what are the applications of pressure? That is, if we are using pressure as a as a factor in increasing the rate of reaction, we can see the following application as keeping food in refrigerator, burning of fuels, cooking food with pressure cooker, cooking food with small pieces will get cooker fast. Then use of catalyst in industry. These are the applications where we can find that pressure is a determining factor in the rate of reaction. So now we have discussed the different factors that that determines the rate of a reaction. So this is all about the factors. Now Sophie will summarize the topic to you.
Okay, here we learn about almost all about the rate of reaction, collision theory, and the factors affecting. So let's sum up the topic. What do you mean by rate of reaction? Rate of reaction is the speed at which the reactants converted to the products. Before that, rate of reaction, we have to discuss about the collision theory. We know about the collision theory, effective collision, and activation energy. What is depends upon activation energy, how it depends on the collision, and the collision frequency. We know that collision frequency is the number of molecules collided in the particles. So later we have discussed about the factors affecting rate of reaction, that are temperature, surface area, pressure, concentration, and catalyst. Here we know that when the temperature increases, the kinetic energy of the particles increases, thus the collision frequency of the particles increases, thus the effective rate of reaction increases. When we go to the pressure, when the pressure increases, the volume decreases, then the collision frequency of the particles increases, thus the rate of reaction increases. When we also goes to the concentration, as such as the temperature and pressure, when the concentration of the reaction increases or reactants increases, the rate of reaction increases. That when we use the dilute reactants, the effective reaction is less when as compared to the concentrated reactants are used there. As we know that in the chemical labs itself. Then we deal about the surface area. We know that about the surface area, surface tension itself. We know that the surface area reduced when it is become a solid. When it is the surface area increases when it is become to powdered form. Thus, the surface area increases, the number of particles increases. Thus, the collision frequency increases. Thus, the rate of reaction increases. These are the 5 factors mainly affecting the rate of reaction. All are depending on the collision theory itself. So we have to deal with the rate of reaction with only with the collision theory. So let's go to the follow-up activity. First question, how temperature affected the rate of reaction? How temperature affected the rate of reaction? We have discussed in next class itself. Second question is draw a graphical representation of change of rate of reaction with pressure. We have known that when the pressure increases, the rate of reaction increases. So you have to plot against the pressure and the rate of reaction, how the graph becomes. Next is what is the main drawback of collision theory? We have learned so much about the collision theory, how the collision theory affects the rate of reaction, but there is some drawbacks of collision theory. You have to search it and comes with an answer. So here is our topic concluding. We are the team consists of 3. We are concluding our topic. Hope all of you understood. Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.